On this episode of the Wicked Wally webcast, we are joined by Krista Shipperbottom and Victor Bucur of Hamilton, Ontario's melodic band, death metal, power metal band, Lutharo. Let's do this. Hello, Wicked Warriors. It's Wednesday night. And you know what that means? It's time for yet another action-packed episode of the Wicked Wally webcast, the best hard rock, heavy metal talk show on the planet. I'm your host, Wicked Wally, and man, we have a great show for you tonight. I am super stoked for tonight's episode. This is episode number 37, actually, of the webcast. And as you saw at the very beginning, we're being joined by a band, Lutharo, that I've been checking out for a while. I'm pretty excited to have them on the show. I want to remind folks, though, this show is live. So if you're watching right now, wherever you're watching this, whether it be on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, wherever you're watching this show, it is live. There's the chat open. I'll be reading the chat tonight. We want to hear your questions, your comments, your feedback. This is an interactive show. You're part of the party tonight. And I'm really going to need your help tonight because there's no co-host tonight. Usually I have a co-host joining me to help kind of round out the discussion over tonight. But Jay, she is sick tonight. She's not feeling well. She can barely speak, so she's unable to join. And I have one more announcement to make before we get into tonight's interview, and we'll get into it very shortly here. I just want to show the room here is mostly empty, actually. As you can see, the room here is a little emptier here tonight. And the reason for that we're missing half of my studio is because I'm moving. We mentioned a little bit at the end of last week's episode, but I'm actually moving cities. This show is shot out of Calgary, Alberta, and I'm moving to Edmonton, 3 hours away. But that does not mean the show is not going to go on. The show will continue in a very similar fashion, just in another city. So if anyone's watching this, whether it be on YouTube or they're in the chat and they know about the Edmonton metal scene, I want to know more about it because that's going to be where I'm at. I hear they actually have a very good music scene. But yeah, and if you do want to support the show, make sure to go check out. There's links to our merchandise page if you want to check out our merch. There's some great merchandise to check out here. There's our guest actually in the corner already. We have some great Wicked Wally merchandise. We have T-shirts, coffee mugs, all kinds of cool stuff to check out. So you can check out our merch page. There's links for it in the description as well. There's donation links there as well. Yeah, if you want to support the show, get some merch and wear some cool Wicked Wally swag. Anyways, without further ado, as you can see them already below me here, a little sneak preview, we have Krista and Victor of Lutharo. Hi, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a total pleasure to have you here. I was saying before the show, I don't know how I came across your band. A lot of bands come to me through promoters and publicists, but just somehow through the ether. I don't know if did you run advertisements at some point in time or no?
Yeah, some YouTube ads and stuff for our videos. So that's probably how you've seen us.
That's probably where I came across it. Yes.
Posted it.
Yes, and so you're from Hamilton, Ontario. You formed in 2013. You strive to sculpt an epic sound that sees aspects of power and death colliding, combining artfully crafted melodies, harmonies, and precision with hard-hitting power. HIRAETH, the new full-length album, will be released in a couple days, October the 15th. It must be exciting to finally release this album, get this album out for people to hear, hey?
Yeah, it feels like it's been forever. Like, everyone's like, why are you waiting so long to release it? We're like, well, we have things lined up in a certain way, but yeah, it feels like it's been like a year.
Yeah.
Waiting for it.
Feels good though.
Yes, we're super proud. Finally have a full-length album about to be released. So yeah, I was about to say out, not yet.
Well, if folks do want to check it out, there is a way to catch a sneak preview of it, isn't there?
Yes, we posted it the day that it got released ahead of time, I guess, on Decibel magazine. So you can go on there and check it out and see what you think.
Yeah.
I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised. The album is absolutely fantastic. It's one of those things, you listen to the singles that you released, you're like, okay, is this the best stuff they got? But it's not like it's not just those couple songs. The whole album is solid through and through. The quality is just there through the entire album. There's no filler whatsoever. You know, they call it filler. Every single song could have been a music video. It could have been its own video. It could be a single. Every single song on the album could have been a single from the album. So that's a testament to really good songwriting and a band that knows their sound really well. So yeah, and that link, by the way, is in the episode description. So wherever you're watching this, the Decibel magazine sneak peek, where you can listen to it. You can't download it or anything like that there, but you can listen to it. Is there in the description if you want to check it out ahead of time, or on the 15th, this coming Friday, which is also the day I'm moving, by the way. So it's a special day for me too. It's gonna be a big day for me that day. But yeah, so I was looking back at this, and this photo I pulled up by accident a little bit earlier. The two of you, Krista and Victor, you've been playing music together for a very long time, even almost, I'd say pre-Lutharo, or was this proto-Lutharo, this band here? Because there's a different band name.
That was when we first started the band. That was probably when we were called Incarnadine, which we ended up switching the name Lutharo because we found out other people had the name. So,
and it's a better name.
Yeah, Lutharo kicked ass. So, yeah.
It is a kick-ass name.
Lineup of the band.
Yep, the OG lineup.
Yeah, that is a funny picture.
Right?
Where is this? Looks like there's a bunch of metalheads, and you're all in bleachers. So where is this?
In 2013.
Isn't that I think Children of Bodom signed Mike's Stomach.
Okay, I was going to ask about that. Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
Butcher Baby's stamp on there, and yeah.
Amon Amarth too.
Did they?
I believe so.
They're like, he can do this cool thing with his stomach where it makes it look like he's like pregnant, and he showed Alexi, and Alexi is like, that is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, Alexi. Yeah, that's sad. He's not with us anymore. But that's pretty cool to have that photo and to have him sign and to have that memory of meeting him. That's pretty damn cool. So that's the old school lineup. I thought I'd just give you a little blast from the past. So were you in high school still, or how long ago was this?
It was right after high school.
Okay.
Yep.
Or a year later, yeah.
Yeah. We're like babies there.
Yeah.
And you had your dreadlocks still.
Yep.
They're cool. Actually, the dreads are pretty cool, honestly. They're pretty sick.
Yep. Down to my ass. I was like, that's it. When they got to there, I'm like, I gotta get rid of them.
They just get so heavy.
Yeah, and gross.
And we have some more folks just join the chat. I want to remind folks that this is an interactive show. So if you have questions, comments, or if you just want to put up some metal horns for tonight, chat with Wally and Lutharo, Krista and Victor here. Please send some questions. Or if you happen to know the band, because I'm sure they share this on their own social media. If you know any juicy tidbits, any kind of interesting little facts about the band that you want to share tonight, some of the most memorable moments of this show has been either like family members or friends of the band who've shared something about the band, and it's made probably some of my favorite moments of the show. So you are definitely part of the show tonight, whoever's watching this. It's not just us talking heads. So about the band, because there's the two of you tonight, I want to pay some love to the other members of the band as well. So I'm going to pull up here a photo of the band, and I want you to kind of, maybe we'll go left to right and let me know a little bit about about everybody here that besides yourselves. Maybe if you have any kind of interesting fun facts, like someone's like side hobby or something too, you can share with us, because I assume you guys are all close. Yeah, go ahead.
So we're going to start left to right.
Sure.
So we have Chris, our left, the dad of the band.
The dad of the band.
Chris joined. Actually, his story is pretty cool. We're looking for a bass player. What was it? A few years ago?
It was in 2018.
Yeah. And he just so happened to be at an Unleash the Archer show we were playing. He was in the audience.
Yeah.
And seen us play for the first time, and then messaged us the next day because he's seen that we posted. That
yeah, he actually, when we opened for Nervosa, he came to that show too, and he was hoping to see us, but traffic was bad, and he got there right after we finished playing. So when we opened for Unleash the Archers, he finally got to see us, and I guess he really enjoyed us.
He was a secret fan.
Yeah, and then when we posted that we're looking for a new bass player, he messaged us right away. So
yeah, he was the only
guy that we tried out.
The only guy. We were like, no, this guy is it. And we're still on that page. So yeah.
So when you're playing that show, did you have someone else filling in just for the night kind of thing, or were you looking for a bass player at the time, or?
So at the time.
And there is some love in the chat, by the way. Sorry, 1 second. I want to paste. We have some love in the chat here. Becca Alexandra says feta cheese in the chat. So we know. We what is that about? What's feta cheese about, Krista?
It's just a group chat joke.
It's a group. You can't leave it at that.
We're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, I won't give away the secrets of the group chat.
Okay.
What happens in the group chat stays in the group chat.
My imagination is going wild. Chris Pacey in the chat's waving hi. Hi, Chris. And Susie says hi. Susie, sorry, I'm not going to butcher your last name. Cone?
My aunt.
Your aunt. Aw. Hi, Auntie. Thanks for tuning in tonight and watching the show. Okay, sorry, Victor. You were telling your story.
So, what was the question again?
The band. I think we're talking about if you're looking for bass players.
So, we had a bass player named Rusty, and I guess after that show, the drummer that we had at the time, Corey, was his last show with us. So he left the band, and Rusty also played drums. So he transitioned from bass to drums.
Right.
And then that's why we're looking for a new bass player.
That makes perfect sense. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Well, actually, I was looking at your history. You have quite the history with bass players and drummers. Like it's like a revolving door of bass players and drummers for like a few years there. That must have been a lot of headache. What happened there?
Yes, well, it's a lot of the reason why we weren't able to put out like a full album for so long, because we didn't have a full lineup for like forever. This is the first time we've actually had a full lineup.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Just people ended up not being interested, or like just didn't
just didn't work out. It had the same drive that we had.
Yeah, they just like weren't on the same page as we were, kind of thing, and. Yeah, it is.
It was mainly drummers, though.
Yes.
Well, if it's anything like the scene here in Calgary, or almost anyone I talk to, honestly, drummers seem to be in like multiple bands. It seems to be hard to find drummers. They seem to be in like multiple bands at the same time, like 3 bands at the same time. It's never just they never just can stick to one band. They seem to be in high demand drummers.
Yeah, well, there's like not many drummers out there. There's a lot of guitar players. Good amount of vocalists, but like mostly guitar players out there, and like very few drummers.
Speaking of drummers, why don't we talk about your drummer here? I actually saw one of the comments of your videos that, awesome, Kratos is in the band because he's got the beard and the bald head.
Yep, he was like, "Did you see that comment?"
Oh, really? He saw it, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude is an interesting guy. He's the jokester of the band, I would say.
Yes, he's the comic relief.
Yes.
Especially when we're stressed out, you can rely on Dudu to make you laugh.
And so Duval is his name, and you call him Dudu?
Yes.
Okay.
It was funny because we found out that it was his mom that calls him Dudu.
And he's like, don't call him.
And then since we found that out, we were like, well, now we have to call you Dudu. And actually on his cymbals, he has like his own signature cymbals, and they say doo-doo on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Becca in the chat says he's got the most hair in the band too. I don't know if he's talking about Doo-Doo or Duval, or if he's talking about Chester. Yeah, I don't know who he's talking. Chest hair. Oh, that's what he's talking about. Hair here.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's got a lot of hair.
He's like a Sean Connery then, right? Or Austin Powers. Okay, awesome. Cool. And then last but not least, on the far right.
Yes, John has been in the band the longest out of all of them. And actually, we met John our second show ever that we played. And he was in the audience, and we were covering Creeping Death.
And he was up there getting a drink.
Yeah.
And Krista's like, this next song is a Metallica song. And he's like, okay. And he's like, it's Creeping Death. And he like grabbed his beer and like turned around right away.
Yeah. So that's how we met John.
Oh,
and
wow.
he was in a different band at the time. Or no, he was...
No, he wasn't.
He was off that night. And he was looking kind of ish for a band.
But he didn't join us for another 2 years after that.
Yeah, he actually recorded our first single, Black Scorpion.
Okay.
And then after that, we just really vibed with him, and he really liked where the music was going and everything, and then we decided to ask him to join.
Because we were also looking for another guitar player.
Exactly, so the timing just kind of panned out really well, and yeah.
Jessica in the chat says he'll be the one doing cartwheels after the show. Who's she talking about?
Duval.
Doo-doo.
Yeah, definitely.
It's funny you say doo-doo. I was called Wally growing up. That's actually why I became Wicked Wally when I started doing the radio stuff, and then it just kind of stuck. So those childhood names, they can come. I don't say come back to haunt you. I actually like being called Wally. So
He likes being called Doo-Doo. At first, like, don't call me Doo-Doo, but he likes it.
Secretly likes it.
Yep.
It's a fun name.
So for HIRAETH, I want to say it right, for the brand new album coming out again this Friday, couple days. There's almost an unofficial what was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 member of the band on that album in a sense. Elliot from Ailstorm, right?
Yes. He did all the orchestration and the orchestral arrangements for the album. And he had a lot of ideas and helped us out as well with other parts of the album process, I guess.
Yeah, he kind of like put his 2 cents in for a lot of things. It was good to have like
an outside perspective.
Yeah, exactly. So if we were like kind of stuck on something, or like we were like needed an opinion on something, Elliot was our go-to guy.
Yep.
Oh, so he helped a little bit with the writing as well of the album? He wasn't just a hired gun?
Like if there was an idea that we couldn't just like make up our minds on, we'd be like, well, what do you think? Because you're like an outside perspective, right?
Yeah,
right.
Like, should we keep it apart, or like, is this too much? Is that like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then when we went into the studio, we would ask Tyler, what do you think about this? Tyler, he recorded our album.
Right, yes. Tyler from Monolithic Productions, right?
Yes, he helped us out with like, agreeing on certain ideas and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Once again, to get that other perspective on things.
Well, here's Elliot eating a banana. And here's Tyler you worked with, right?
Yep.
How was it working with Tyler? We got to hear a little bit about what was working with Elliot. It sounds like he had some input and helped you make decisions on the album, which is also cool, which is really damn cool. How was it working with Tyler?
Awesome.
Tyler's awesome. He's very, very relaxed. And he'll listen to what you have to say, and then he's willing to try anything you want.
Yeah, he's just a very chilled out guy, very open-minded, just very good vibes.
Because there are some producers that are like, no, it has to be this way, but he's like, no, okay, let's listen.
Yeah, and he just like, he has so much patience that you just can get really creative in his space and not feel like rushed and like overwhelmed or anything. He just like gives you that breathing room, which is nice. So he's perfect for us.
Yeah.
Especially for how long we were in the studio at like, at a time kind of thing. Like you guys did the guitars over a weekend.
Yeah, we did 4 days in a row, 12-hour days.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
tiring.
Yeah, so the fact that he was the way he was, or like is the way he is, I guess, so relaxed helped a ton.
That's good.
Especially when you're starting to get tired and like
Exactly.
like loopy and overwhelmed.
Before I got into like the radio stuff, started interviewing bands, I never really thought about producers that much, I'll be honest with you. And then I started interviewing them and talking to them more. And there's different kinds of producers. There's some, I would say, that have their stamp. There's, you know, like when you hear an album produced by X producer, you hear them. Do you know what I mean? You hear their style, their sound. They have a lot of influence in the music. And then you have others that are quite talented. They definitely, you know, there's some of their own flavor in there. But for the most part, they want the band to sound like themselves. Do you know what I mean? And so you're saying Tyler's probably more the latter. He was helping you discover your sound. He wanted you guys to sound like Lutharo, not like one of his creations. Is that right?
Yeah, 100%. Yep.
That makes sense. And when I was looking him up as well, I was pretty happy to see he also worked on Sledgehammer's album. Their album Antichamber. They're from Toronto. I interviewed them quite a while ago. They've disbanded since. It's very sad. But if you want to have some really great, I don't know what you call it, blender metal. It's like thrash with like sludge with grindcore with everything kind of mixed together. They're a really heavy, awesome band called Sledgehammer. I don't know if you've heard of them before, but.
Oh yeah, we played with them. They played our one CD release.
Unleash the Beast CD release. And you know what's funny? Tyler used to be the guitar player in Sledgehammer.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Oh, I thought he looked familiar. I've talked to this guy before. Oh, like his, I'm like, oh, he's got a very familiar face. I didn't realize that makes sense. Oh, okay. So he's still doing music production. Well, that's good. He's still doing stuff. Oh man, I should actually get Tyler on the show. I'd love to talk to him because it was quite a long time ago. And that was one of my favorite interviews from back in the day. Sledgehammer, those boys, they were really fun. Just had a Zoom recorder out in the alley with them, and it was just on the spot interview. Some new folks tuning in. Again, wherever you're watching this is an interactive show. Put your questions, comments in the chat. If you are watching this on YouTube, we actually do always want more subscribers on our YouTube channel. So if you look at Wicked Wally Webcast on YouTube, please subscribe to us there. Tammy in the chat is saying, hoping to see you two at Clancy's for Christmas again. Who's Clancy?
That's Victor's second dad.
Yeah, pretty much. He is in that original picture, the original lineup. If you see Zach, the second guy from the left, I think.
We'll pull it up.
It's his dad.
Okay.
Yes.
That
Clancy's his dad, and I lived at their house and everything, so he pretty much treated me like a son. So
he still does.
He still does, yes.
Fixes your car every 5 seconds, you know.
Yep. And yeah, we have this tradition where we go there at on Christmas Eve, and play acoustic guitar and get extremely drunk. So yeah.
It's like I don't know how many of us with acoustic guitars and singing and like drum box and everything. It's awesome.
Well, Victor, when you first started playing guitar, you wanted to play electric, didn't you? And then your parents got you an acoustic, wasn't it the case?
Yeah, they did.
Usually the case.
And then they didn't give me an electric for a year after that. It was fun. I enjoyed acoustic, but after a while I was like, nah, I want to play electric guitar. Wait.
Awesome. So yeah, actually, if folks don't know, this will be a nice short show. Sometimes the show can run like 2 hours or longer, but because Krista has to work tomorrow, this will be a 1 hour show. That's why I'm moving very quickly through all the comments, but it'll make for a very entertaining show. I don't have a co-host tonight, so this actually is probably good because we'll get through it quickly, but we have a lot of cool stuff to talk about, and I'm gonna get to it. Don't you worry. More embarrassing photos from the past? No. Anyway. That's what I like to do. Someday someone's going to do it to me. I know. I'm going to get revenge. Here's some photos of you as a kid. All right. So HIRAETH, I looked up the meaning here. It's with Wales or Welsh culture as the context. So that's the name of the album. Deep longing for something, especially one's home. Or also I've heard it likens to homesickness tinged with grief and sadness. So where did that come from? Why is the album called that? Do all the songs kind of fit within that theme?
Yeah, exactly. The originally I wanted to call the album Lost in a Soul, because I was like, this is like the title track worthy song, and like the idea of it kind of ties things together, but I was still a little bit like wishy-washy on the idea. But I was browsing the internet. I can't remember what site I was on, and
the dog right now.
My dog is playing with this toy and being
Can't hear
super
him.
distracted. Yeah, so I came across the word HIRAETH when I was on the internet, and the meaning behind it, I was just like, this literally ties everything together with what I want to say, with all the lyrics, the album ideas, everything. It ends up tying together the artwork. It just, just ended up being the missing piece to the puzzle.
Exactly.
But yeah, there's so many different meanings out there for it. I've seen so many different definitions. It's like almost like this indescribable feeling of like just like a homesickness, or like, I don't know, having this outer worldly experience that you're just like longing for and just can't find, or you can't find a home, or you can't, I don't know. It's hard to describe, but I feel like we all experience this throughout our life so much. Yeah. Like I feel like when you like even just like a concert, you have that feeling, or sometimes.
Oh, yes, definitely. The metal community here. I didn't really discover it. Like I was your typical metalhead. Like I went to Iron Maiden and I went to all the big concerts, but I didn't know about the local scene and the lesser known acts. And that's kind of why it's my mission now to promote bands that are like not the biggest band. It's to promote bands and to get people knowing about different artists, is because just the eye-opening experience of being part of this community and feeling like you found a home somewhere. You're gonna make me cry because I'm moving now. I have to find another home. I'm leaving my home that I love for hopefully a better future for my family. So that's why we're moving. But
not in a physical place.
That's true.
Right?
That's true. I can move the Wicked Wally webcast wherever I go. So home. This can be my home. We got some awesome comments here in the chat. I want to get to them as well. Jessica, Mike loved seeing the old school picture. That's awesome. Lucas in the chat, great job on the new album, guys. Gave a spin on Decibel earlier today. That's right. So folks are just tuning in. You can listen to the album in Decibel magazine, and the links are in the description of this episode. Wherever you're watching it, there is a link there to listen to it on Decibel magazine ahead of time. And George says, Wally can't stay long, but thought I would say hello. Hello, George. Let's see. Mike's not rocking the duster in this pic, says Becca. The dust. So big long trench coat?
No, he's got this disgusting mustache.
Oh.
That he's rocking.
It's literally just a big mustache, and that's
a big, thick mustache. So, in that picture he couldn't grow a mustache, but now he can definitely grow a mustache.
Yep. Well beyond.
Yes.
Oh, Becca says Lutharo. Lutharo. Like, am I saying it wrong? Is that why there's...
She's probably saying it like my dog. His name's Louis.
Okay.
So, I'm assuming like that.
Is the band named after your dog?
No.
Okay.
Luie. So like she's probably spelling it like Louchar.
Yes. Yeah. And then Jessica says the push broom. Oh, that's the name of the mustache. I got you. Okay. All right. We're talking enough about the mustache. Now what we're going to pull up, the other thing I like to do in the show, and I was going to pull up a couple of your music videos, but just because we're short on time, let's just watch one of them and go through it, talk about it, and we'll stick to one because there is something else, some other stuff I still want to get to. So the one I'll pull up is the last one you mentioned. You mentioned Lost in a Soul. You thought that was going to be the name of the album originally. And probably the highest production value, although all your music videos are stellar, are really, really stellar. I actually have a soft spot. We're not going to get a chance to watch it tonight for Hopeless Abandonment, because it's very, very 80s looking with all the laser lights and it's very ethereal. It reminds me of space and sci-fi and all those things. So we're not going to get a chance to check that out tonight, but I hope folks do check it out. That's it's a very simple music video, but I just like the aesthetic of it. But yeah, let's go ahead and pull up. Here we go. Let's go ahead and pull up the music video for Lost in a Soul. And before we get into this, all of your music videos you worked with Dark Moon Productions on these videos. Is that right?
Yep.
So what's Dark Moon Productions? It's a bunch of really cool music videos. How did you hook up with this production studio? And I actually couldn't find the name of the dude. I think it's this one main... Like, is it a bunch of people, or...?
It's him and Lisa, his girlfriend.
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't
So
sure.
his name's
their
Joe
name, but
Joe Lyko.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And then,
Awesome.
yeah,
How did we get in touch with him?
I don't know.
I believe he just messaged me one day, and he's like, "We should do a music video together." And we're like, "All right."
Finally have some music out.
Yeah, well, I'm like, once we record some stuff, let's do some music videos together.
Yeah.
And then I think after we recorded Wings of Agony, we're like, all right, we need to do a good music video. So we messaged him, and he's like, yep. And we ended up traveling all the way to Ottawa to shoot that music video.
Oh, okay, out of Ottawa. Gotcha.
Yes. But when we went to Ottawa, it was on the way back, there was a huge snowstorm, and the 5-hour drive that we were supposed to have on the way home took us like 10 hours or something like that, because we have to drive.
The, like, white knuckle grip. Like,
Oh,
Chris was
jeez.
driving like 40, 50 kilometers like this, and it was like snowing so hard. It was so scary. I was so glad I was sleeping the whole time.
Yeah, it was.
You were sleeping the whole time?
Yeah, I was in the back seat. I was sleeping. I didn't see it.
I was very much taken, like
holding on for dear life. It's a very Canadian story, by the way.
Every time we see a show where we do anything band related, the weather is always so bad.
Oh.
It's always a huge rainstorm, snowstorm, something.
So our CD release next week. It's probably gonna rain, guys. Just so you know.
Yeah. If you haven't seen the weather forecast already, then you already know. It's gonna be crappy weather.
Becca says we need lasers. Are we getting vetoed in the chat to play a different video? All right, let's play Lost in a Soul. We'll play a little bit of this, and also while we're doing this, if there's anything, Krista or Victor, if you can think of, you want to mention about shooting. A lot of bands. When I talked to them, what was the most fun thing about the day, and what was the most challenging thing about the day? Because music videos, they look like a lot of fun, and they can be, but they're also a lot of work, I know as well. So let's just play some of this first, and then go ahead and jump in whenever you want, and we'll chat about it.
Where do I begin with this one?
Where do you begin? It looks great, though. Okay, first question. What is this location? This location's awesome. It's like an old hospital or school, or what is this?
Yeah, it was an abandoned insane asylum.
Oh,
Smith
jeez.
Falls, which is like an hour away from Ottawa. Joe knew this location, and we're like, that sounds perfect for this song.
Yeah.
Let's shoot our music video there. And then we ended up shooting 2 music videos there. Mm-hmm. The second one hasn't come out yet. Soon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it was a creepy place.
Very, very haunted place. So now whenever I listen to the song or like watch the video, it gives me like this really like creepy, like weird pit in my stomach feeling.
Yeah.
Still. I'm like, oh, in this video, fun. Yeah, no, it was good. It was a good experience.
We have Susie and Jessica in the chat commenting about the brakes in the vehicle you were driving when you were white knuckling it. So. Oh, and all the ghosties. It's probably it's probably got ghost stories and haunting stories for this in this. Anyway, let's watch a bit more. Huh? What was that, Victor?
The basement. I guess it was like a kindergarten kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And there was pictures drawn by kids, and there was like, it was reindeer with their heads cut off by elves. So it was very creepy.
There was a kindergarten in the basement of the insane asylum. This is a true story?
It is.
Or was
Joe
it,
showed us,
maybe it was a daycare for like the staff. Do you know what I mean?
But it was like weird, like pictures all over the wall with like reindeers, decapitated reindeers.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Oh, that is so crazy. That is so crazy. That would be really. Do you have any pictures of that?
Joe definitely does.
Yeah, we don't, unfortunately. But, well, I mean, I don't know if I want to have those photos, but yeah.
Yeah, post some of that stuff online. Post some of that stuff on your social media. People are like, what the hell is going on here? Okay, let's go ahead and kick into the music. Let's check it out. Oh, is that ever creepy? Okay. I'm assuming the elevator isn't actually operational, or is it still operational?
Yep. It was terrifying, but it was.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
With my hand on the wall there, I'm actually pressing the button to open it.
Wow. So this is legit. You're actually... Oh, yeah, you are. Look at that. I thought maybe it was being opened. It was like an old-ass elevator. That's brave of you to be in an elevator that old. How do they know it's still safe?
Well, we had to go down into the basement to shoot the video.
Yeah.
Oh, and the only way is the elevator? There's no stairs?
We brought all...
There was stairs, but the doors were locked.
Yeah, and we had to bring the air down there too, right? So...
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, very creepy.
Very creepy. Yeah, I've been in similar elevators in like new office buildings, and you just kind of go to like I like the boiler room and stuff like that. My job takes me all over the place. Even that's freaky and scary because it's dark and you're by yourself and the doors just slam. And I can't imagine doing it here.
Oh yeah, and being like alone in it too. Yep, not fun.
Tammy in the chat says, the drummer is so chill.
Doo-doo. He's chilling ways.
One thing, Victor, I noticed looking through your getting a little feedback here. I can hear you just fine, but I'm worried for my voice is echoing a bit because Skype does that sometimes. I think we're good now. We're good now. Okay, yeah. One thing I was going to say is I'm watching these videos, watching you play guitar. One, I'm impressed. I tried learning guitar a long time ago, and I'm not. I didn't stick with it, but I noticed you're playing Solar guitars. That emblem is very noticeable on the neck of the guitar. Are you sponsored by them or?
I am, yes.
Wow.
I got my first Solar guitar last March, and I absolutely loved it. And I talked to, I guess, Luis Ola's wife and messaged her, and then she agreed to have me be part of their team, which is amazing.
Awesome.
So I have more Solar guitars.
3 of them.
Yeah.
Joe Lyko in the chat says, "Hi guys."
Hello. This is the famous Joe.
The famous Joe.
Video.
Oh, is this Joe from which Joe is this? Oh, who did the video? Well, thanks for tuning in, Joe. That's awesome, dude. Man, I actually I checked out some more music videos. I actually might try to interview some more of the bands that you've shot videos for. I've never actually had a video shooter, director, producer, auteur, I should say, video auteur on the show before. That would be a cool episode in the future. Yeah, so Joe, if you could, Joe, reach out to Wicked Wally Webcast. Send me a quick message. I have a couple different bands that want to come on the show in the next month or so. But after that, I'd love to do that. I've never interviewed if you want to come on the show and promote yourself, I would love to have you on the show because you have some awesome music videos and it'd be a chance to listen to cool music and talk about the videos, which I like doing. So, yeah, Joe, reach out to me if you want to come on the show. I'd love to have you. And thanks for tuning in tonight. Yes, let's go back to the video for a little bit more. And again, we got to keep things moving because I know you're short on time tonight. But looking at the lyrics, it definitely fits in what we talked about earlier with the name of the album, HIRAETH. I hope I'm saying it right. The lyrics are kind of almost depressing, but in a hopeful way. Like, I am forgotten, alone, I am rotting away, I'm lost in a soul, I am a waste of humanly space and bone. Find me a home, give me life, let me thrive and grow. These roots are made of stone, flourish this pain into rope, and climb from this hole. That's my favorite section of the lyrics of that song. Beautiful lyrics. Very sad though. Like, where did you pull that from, Krista? Like, to write those lyrics? I'm assuming you write the lyrics, right? Or is it another? Yes?
Yeah. Honestly, I have no idea. The chorus, like the line, just "I'm lost in a soul," came to me randomly at practice when I was like, because like when I'm like writing a song, I'm singing like gibberish and like random ass sentences and whatever comes first to my mind just to get the melody out. And that line ended up being one that I just randomly said, and then it stuck. But the rest of the lyrics, I don't know exactly where I tapped into with that one because it is a very dark song and like probably the darkest I've ever written. Yeah. I was actually like work when I was writing majority of that, which is crazy.
Was it a bad day? Was it a bad day at work?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. I like pulled out my phone and wrote like majority of those lyrics at work. Yeah.
Right. Brilliant. There's beautiful lyrics on their own. It's poetic. You could read it, and it's kind of sad, but it has a hopeful kind of little hopeful spin at the end. You know, like maybe there'll be hope. You know, a little bit, tiny bit of hope kind of sprinkled in there at the end. And Joe in the chat has got this thing going with a bunch of people talking about Juno for Lutharo, the Juno, and. I think, yes, I think you could be contenders. I could definitely see a nomination. This type of, looking at previous bands that have won, you're also kind of looking at the quality of your music. I could see that. I'll make sure, I mean, he probably already knows about you, but a good friend of mine is one of the main judges for the Junos, for the Junos. He's been in radio for 30 years. He does a metal show. I'll make sure I reach out to him and let him know, like, hey, make sure you check out this band, and make sure you guys submit to the Junos as well. But I'll kind of just pass it by and say, check out this band. Yeah, he really loves power metal and stuff like that. So those part that part of the music, kind of the mixture there, I think he's going to really dig it quite a bit. So yeah, I'll make sure I just send him a quick message saying, hey, make sure you check out this band. They're really cool. I had them on the show the other night. So just so he has it in his head one more time to give you a little bit more of a chance to win. Okay, so that, I guess we can watch more of the music video. Is there anything else left to talk about in that? Again, I'm kind of conscious of our time here. I do want to keep moving. Let's see here. Yeah, you know what? Go ahead, Victor.
When we were filming the music video, so we did 2 days in a row. We did the other music video on day one, and then Lost in a Soul was day two. But when we started setting up everything for Lost in a Soul, we still had the B-rolls to shoot from the first video. So Krista, Joe, and Lisa and John, they went to shoot the B-roll for the other video. And then me, Chris, and Duval, we went into the basement and started setting up the drums. That was scary.
Oh, yeah.
Just like,
yeah.
The whole Duval was setting up his drums. He was like talking nonstop. And like me and Chris were just like looking at each other, and we just had this like weird feeling in our stomach. And we're like looking behind us and just like at one point we hear like a TV going off and everything.
There's no one there.
There's no one there. It was pretty creepy. So
okay,
as soon as we had to hurry up, Duval, and be like, okay, let's go set this up quicker because we want to go outside for some fresh air.
Well, okay, so is it To Kill or Crave, or was it a different music video that you shot there?
Lost Soul and another one that's coming out very soon.
Yes.
Oh, that's the video that hasn't come out yet. That's what you're talking about. Okay, gotcha. The one in the basement. Okay.
The lines kind of intertwine as well.
They do.
It's a little Easter egg in there for the new one.
Awesome. Okay, so just so we have enough time, and then Krista, let me know at any point if we need to cut things off. Just so we have enough time here. Let's see, anything else in the chat? Oh, Joe says, talk about how cool I am.
You already know that. We already talked to you after the last.
Joe, I'm inviting you on this show if you're interested in coming on it. Hopefully one of my co-hosts will be available that night, and we'll have a great discussion. I'd love to chat with you about how cool you are, because your videos are pretty stellar. All right. So another thing I like to do on this show, and we're going to kind of skip to it, and we're going to watch less music on tonight's show, is I like to go through social media, and this is stuff you've posted, and it's nothing. I don't go through anything that's too that I think the band wouldn't want out there. So don't worry about that. There's nothing too embarrassing. I would hope. It's stuff that's either on your band page or on your public pages and stuff like that. So we're gonna go through your social media, and I just want you to let me know what's going on in the photo. Here's the first one we're gonna check out. So this one's pretty sweet. Yeah.
Yes, that one was pretty recent. We went to Romania for vacation, and one of the things we were going to do when we were there was go to this metal festival. What the heck is the name? Posada. Rock festival, and we seen Ginger and Rod and Christ play back-to-back nights. And yeah, we somehow, our friend, he managed to get us backstage for Ginger.
Well, first we pushed the gate open and went backstage like we owned the place.
We kind of snuck backstage at first and got caught, and then our friend pulled some strings and
got us backstage.
But yeah, we hung out with them for a couple hours, I'd say.
Nice.
Like, drinking and talking. It was super fun. They're extremely down to earth, like just awesome people.
That's a great story, because sometimes like, oh, I just took a quick picture with them, but you actually hung out with them for a while. Yeah.
For a long time, and they are like super nice people. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, the next thing I'm going to pull up here is about your pre-orders. This is pretty cool. So that's your bass player. Individually hand painting each one of those boxes.
Yes.
Yep. It was his idea. He said we should have some boxes, and we're like, okay, well, do it then. And he did it.
Mm-hmm.
And he spent a lot of time on it, though. It must have been extremely tiring. I'm glad I didn't have to do it.
Yeah.
But kudos to him for doing that, because we didn't think that people were going to want to buy the box sets, because you only I had to do the other side of things.
Exactly. Well, we that was a tedious process, packaging everything, especially the box sets. I was so afraid that I was gonna miss something putting this stuff in there, but yeah, honestly, we were blown away by how many we sold.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and you said sorry, I'm getting a bit of echo here. Chris is the dad of the band, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, they look great.
Yeah, he did an amazing job.
Oh yeah, a lot of patience.
What else came with the pre-order? What else is in the box?
We had a signed picture of us,
Flag.
a flag, a patch, a keychain, and a CD.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty damn cool. Okay, here's one. I I noticed the description of this, and I was just like, I couldn't believe it. Okay.
Oh, this was my hair on top of Duval's head.
Okay.
I was like kind of flipped over like backwards, and I like put my hair over his head, and we're like, oh, we got to get a picture and be like, oh, Duval has hair. We were just so tired at that point. That was the first video filming day, and we are just exhausted and like laughing at everything.
But that's what it would look like if we had hair.
You can see it says hair transplant. You can see like it looks like a comb over kind of right here in this area. Tammy actually is being my co-host tonight. Thanks, Tammy, because my co-host was sick with bronchitis. So thank you very much for that. That's a great question. Out of all the music festivals, Tammy says, out of all the music festivals that you've been to, what bands impressed you the most? Great question.
It's a good question.
Probably a hard one, but
by Maiden for sure. When we seen them at Hellfest, like how tight they were as a band.
Aerosmith was really good that year too.
Oh yeah, honestly, it's hard to like break it down like to one band because I feel like you don't. I don't know. Not very often do you leave a concert feeling like disappointed. You know?
Right. Yeah, true.
Especially super into the band, everything just like blows your mind. You know?
We've been to a lot of festivals too, so.
Yeah, we've been to Hellfest. I don't know.
Oh, jealous. Yeah. I was supposed to go to Wacken for the first time in 2020. Guess what happened?
Yeah.
Guess what happened, and I couldn't go. No.
Didn't the tickets get moved to the following year? Well, next year?
Yeah, I mean, it's still that situation, though. I didn't know what was going to happen, and I knew we were going to try for a kid at that time, too. So I'm like, let's just let it be. So I ended up selling them. I got my money kind of returned to me because I sold them to somebody that was overseas. That'd be a little more easy for them. It's a little harder to get over to the other side of the planet.
Oh, yeah. It's quite the trek, especially with Hellfest. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. So every year we went, we got smarter about it, but it was just a lot of traveling.
And it was extremely hot the whole time.
Yes. Oh my God. And very cold at night.
Yep.
The first year we went, we're like, oh, like it's going to be so hot. We won't need like big sleeping bags or anything. I brought like a little blanket with me. The first night we almost froze to death. And we're like, all right. We're gonna get some sleeping bags because there's like down the street from it, there's like a massive store that's kind of like a Walmart or like a Costco, and it has like everything. So I was like, I'm gonna get like the deluxe sleeping bag.
Yeah, they had two sleeping bags. One was €9 and one was €19. So
okay.
Chris was like, I'm the €19 one, and me and the guys were like, no, that's €10 that we can spend on beer. So we're only gonna get the 9 sleeping bags, and then. When we got back to the campsite, we realized they were kids' sleeping bags, and they only like came up to here.
Oh no!
Ladybug on it.
Yeah, I was like, you idiot! Oh my God. Yeah.
So yeah, that was interesting.
Just gotta drink more beer. That's a funny story. Kids sleeping bag. Well, Hellfest, yeah, it's in France, so you think it would be pretty nice weather, at least. What you would think it'd be nice weather, but I guess prepare.
It's super hot, and like the difference in the temperature, like it wasn't crazy cold, but because of how hot it was during the day, it was like being in the desert.
Yeah,
like,
right.
During the day, people would wear nothing, and at night, everyone would be in jeans and sweaters.
Speaking of wearing nothing, we have a photo here.
There you go.
Oh,
it's an amazing picture.
Yes, I love those things. They're so awesome. We have two of them. The unicorn, we have a flamingo, little floaty guy, and they hold your drink and float around in the water. They're so cool. My mom actually got them.
That was on the band page, so I'm like, okay, I like that photo. That's great.
Yes. Yeah.
And then, let's see, one more thing to pull up here. It's not coming up very nicely, though. Darn you.
Oh. The slow-mo hair flip.
Yep.
Yes, I made him do this.
It's like a shampoo commercial. It's like promoting your merchandise. Speaking of merchandise, we do have links for Lutharo merchandise. You can pre-order a lot of the new merchandise, I believe, and it's your big cartel store. So those links are also in the description wherever you're looking. They have some awesome merchandise. Actually, let's take a quick look at that. How you doing for time? Guys? Give me a number. What do I have? 10 minutes? 5 minutes? 2 minutes? 10 minutes.
Yeah. We'll give it 10 minutes.
Okay, sounds good. Because I do want to quickly pull up your merchandise and then reviews if we have time. Probably don't have time for reviews, but for tonight. But yeah, so yeah, you have your some pretty cool merchandise here. Let me hold on. Pretty kick-ass merchandise here. Keychain, hoodies. I really like this. The hoodie is really nice here.
Thank you. Actually, I'm wearing it right now.
Oh, look at that. Why don't you here, I'll put it over to you and you can show us. That'll work a bit better. Show us the back?
Oh, let me see. Hang on.
There we go.
Okay, good?
Oh, yeah. Like a demon eating a heart or ripping open his chest. That's pretty cool. That's pretty darn cool.
Yeah,
okay, so we have 10 minutes. I'm going to try to slam through a segment we call reviews, because that's my favorite. One of my favorite parts of the show is having. Oh, there's other great questions in the chat, but we're going to have to keep moving because we're running low on time. The final segment of the show. So again, make sure you go check out the album. It's being released everywhere you get your music, or where's the best place for people to pick up the new album this Friday?
Well, if you want a physical copy, you can go on a Big Cartel. Otherwise, on Bandcamp for old digital copies.
Right. When's the next Bandcamp Friday? Actually, that's is it this Friday or probably?
It's the first Friday of every month.
Right. Yeah.
Or is the last? No, I think it's the first.
I think it's the first. I think it is. I should know this. Okay, cool. So thanks so much. We have 10 minutes. Let's do this as quickly as possible. I'd like to keep you around quickly for some reviews where we check out two other bands we're going to check out for our review segment, and I want to get your expert opinion on them. So we'll do it as quickly as possible just to get through it. And are you okay to stick around just to do some quick reviews?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Let's do this. It's time for some reviews. All right. Yes, time for some reviews here on the Wicked Wally webcast. Thanks for everyone for tuning in tonight. It's been a great show. Excellent comments in the chat. The first band we're going to check out is called Nova Spei. S-P-E-I. If anyone's French, they can probably tell me how to pronounce that a little bit better. Is a francophone groove metal band from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. They released their second album, Sequentis, this November 12th via Bam & Co. Heavy Records. We are going to listen to the first single off the album, Qui Sème le Vent. Le Vent. And that loosely translates to Who Sows the Wind. So we're going to check out that track. We're going to play it here, and bear with me. And let's do this. We're going to have our guests from Lutharo, Krista and Victor, vocalist and guitarist in that band. They're going to give us their expert opinion on some tunes. So let's do this. Again, this is the Nova. Don't know how to say their band name. S-P-E-I. And the brand new song. So let's check it out from the new album coming up. Let's do this. Okay, well, pop that out. All right, we only have so much time, so I guess we'll try initial thoughts. Do you think you've heard enough to kind of give an idea? Do you like it?
He's got a good growl.
Yeah, the whole time I was thinking, I'm like, wow, like, his vocals are, like, he's doing a lot of different techniques.
Is he?
Yeah, for sure. Like, well, he's doing, like, a full-on scream, but he's also doing, like, hybrid, like, singing. So, like, a mixture of, like, singing and screaming together, like a scream but with pitch.
Right.
And he's actually singing. Like, he's doing, I don't know how many different, like, types of screaming, which is so cool.
Right. So. Okay, so you're impressed. So usually we would listen to a little more of the song. There's a pretty cool solo later in the track as well, but we're gonna cut this short. We're gonna give initial thoughts. So the way we do reviews here is we do metal horns. So if you have any more thoughts about it, you can go ahead and give them. You can do 2 metal horns up, 1 metal horn up. You can do metal horns sideways, metal horns down. So how many metal horns would you be giving this by, at least by the initial listen through a Skype call? What do you think? 2 up. Awesome.
Especially that vocalist. 2.
Victor?
I give 1.
Okay.
I like more melody. That's just my personal opinion, though. They are very good, but I like melodic and I like harmonies.
Yeah, yes, I know. Based on that vocalist alone, that's 2 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very close to a 2. I'm going to give it one of these. So there's almost a 2. It's just maybe almost kind of like this, almost a 2, very, very close. I want to listen to more of their music if the whole album's kick ass. I did check out one of their older songs, which actually is Victor. I would say check out more of their music. One of their older songs has a lot more clean singing in it. A lot more melody, as you're saying. So they might be worth a check out. So based on that and the other song, I'd probably give them a 2 because they actually have quite a bit of diversity in their sound. I'm not sure how the new album's going to be, but at least to their old album, there's a lot more cleans in the other track that I very quickly checked out before the show tonight.
That's one thing I was going to say is even in that little piece you showed us, there is a lot of diversity in their sound. Because, like, they're going from, like, one extreme to the next. He's got, like, whispering parts and, like,
right.
It's cool.
So definitely check out more. Again, the band is Nova Spei, I'll say. Novaspei. Definitely go check them out. Symphonic, they call... Oh, no, sorry. They're not symphonic. They're groove metal. The next band we're going to check out on Reviewz, on our review segment, is a band called Menorah. And we're going to listen to their track, Wired to Obey. So next up, Dutch symphonic metal band Menorah. Their debut full-length album, Brave the Storm, drops this Friday, October 15th, as an independent release. Menorah is a symphonic metal band from the Netherlands. Their sound is characterized by clean vocals and catchy melodies while maintaining a metal foundation. All right, so... let's go ahead and check this out. Some symphonic metal. Hopefully this is something Krista and Victor will like. I know Victor said like melodies, so we're definitely going to get that here. Let's go ahead and pull that up and give a review of it. There. All right, let's do this. Okay, we'll pause it there because we're getting some feedback.
Yeah.
That happens sometimes with the Skype call. Initial thoughts?
I like it. At first I was a little weird, and then once the singing started, it was pretty good.
Yeah, she has an awesome voice, like very powerful, clean voice to give Nightwish vibes.
Very early Nightwish vibe, yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
I almost say maybe like the second vocal. What was the second vocalist of Nightwish? Matt. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I almost get that kind of vibe from it. Do you want to hear a bit more? Or?
I'm sorry.
Do you want to hear a bit more?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I'm very conscious of your time. So I guess in this video, she's controlling them. I guess they have those chords and stuff hooked up to them. I'm assuming that's what the theme of the music video is here. I'm gonna skip ahead a bit. I do see. I'm gonna see if we can find a guitar solo for this, and then we'll keep going. There we go. Okay, all right. So I think we've probably heard just enough to give a bit of a review of it. I dig it. I guess I'll go first this time because I made you both go first last time. I definitely dig it. In terms of symphonic metal, I don't think it's doing anything new. It just definitely seems to be doing. It's very similar to stuff I've heard in the past, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It's just doing a lot of what I've heard before very well. So it's a solid one metal horn for me. Very well done. I could easily listen to this anytime, but yeah, not quite two, because I find symphonic metal, it seems to be somewhat paint by numbers, at least from what I can tell, from what I'm used to hearing with symphonic metal. But it's good. It's still really good. So
I feel like our bass player Chris would really enjoy this.
Oh, for sure. He loves that genre.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say for me, I would give it a 1, just because I'm like, they're super talented. That's obvious, but
Agreed.
It just wouldn't be my thing. Yeah, for sure.
I definitely agree with, like he said, there's nothing different.
Nothing new going on.
Yeah.
It doesn't, obviously, once again, they're super talented, but I'd like to see something a little more refreshing,
something
you know?
different.
Like Lutharo.
Yeah. Thank you.
It is refreshing. I didn't talk about it at the beginning of the show, and I missed it. But I'm sure influences. I'm sure you've had the comparison to Arch Enemy before, especially in their current iteration. I'm sure the comparison's been made, and hopefully that's a good thing. But
For sure.
Yes,
We love
Arch Enemy.
you love Arch Enemy, yeah, of course. I think, but then Arch Enemy, I mean, they don't allow cleans in their music, so I think you're kind of you're doing that, right? You're doing something that they don't do. So you are adding something new and interesting to that kind of a sound. That's why Lutharo gets 2 metal horns from me, and that's why you're on the show tonight. Awesome. So thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being my guest for tonight. In my mostly empty studio right before I move in 2 days. So I managed to squeeze this one in while packing and being busy. So I'm very happy I did, though. Speaking with both of you was an absolute pleasure. The folks in the chat, your friends in the chat tonight, and also the Wicked Warriors, my audience as well, had some awesome stuff in the chat tonight. So thanks everyone for tuning in. One last time, I'll throw it over to you one last time to plug your new album coming out, or whatever else is coming up next for the band.
Go on.
I don't know. Buy it, listen to it. 2 days.
Yeah, our CD release show in Hamilton is next Saturday.
Yes.
Well, yeah, next week, Saturday.
Yep.
So we're pretty excited about that, and we're gonna have another music video coming out soon.
Yes. And for the show release, make sure you buy your tickets because it's limited capacity. And I think a lot of people are afraid to buy them because they don't know if things are going to get canceled or whatever. But it's happening, people. So buy your tickets.
Yes.
Shows are happening now. They are happening now. Yes, there's things are opening up. It's not the same as it was before.
A lot of big shows got canceled in Toronto, so that's
exactly.
Oh, really?
So I think people are like hesitant right now because they're probably going to wait till the last minute and get them. You know,
small capacities, so that's why.
Yeah, fair enough. Awesome. Again, like I said, it's been a pleasure. Both of you, you're cool human beings. You make amazing music with your band. You have great things to tell about all your bandmates. It seemed like you're all good friends. So I actually really enjoyed meeting with you and talking with you tonight on tonight's show. And usually this is part of the show usually when I tell about upcoming episodes. And because I'm moving, I'm not booking anything yet. So there will not be an episode of the Wicked Wally webcast next week. I do hope to return the beginning of November. I already have like 7 or 8 bands wanting to come on the show. I have more people wanting to come on the show than I have time to do the show. But it'll be a little small break while I move cities, but I will be setting up this studio again at our new place, and we will be continuing. The show will go on with Vito and Jason and Jay, my co-hosts. We'll be doing it remotely for now. The show will go on. Huh? What was that?
Must go on.
Yes, show must go on. All right. Thanks again, Krista, Victor. And this is Wally signing out. Everyone, have a great night. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
Can you guys mute yourselves?